I recently read about a work recovery. Well, it's called a psychological detachment from work. So it's part of our recovery from work. I will be honest, I have always loved the jobs that I've had. I loved my career in education. I was very passionate about it. I worked a lot of hours, and I was sure, honestly, that taking time off, I didn't need to. I so loved my job, it wasn't necessary. Now, this is interesting. When I, in particular, started my own business and I was doing various points of research and looking into it, and I kept finding out like all these very highly successful people, both who had careers, in other words, they worked for someone else or they were running their own business, that took these incredible, to me, it seemed like incredible amounts of time off. And I kept saying, I don't need that. I love my work. You know what? When I read recently this idea of psychological detachment from work, which really means that we completely unplug from work on a regular basis, like we don't think about work, we are not checking our email, we're not available to work. We actually take a complete break from work. And as I was reading it, I had this moment of, oh, research applies to me. What I've finally realized is that I've had this tendency in some areas, even when I read research, that I would assume that the research did not apply to me. Somehow the research was not relevant to me. I'm guessing you, like me, at times have those moments that were like, really, what was I thinking? So psychological detachment from work. It really made me pause after I realized the research does indeed apply to me, to really give thought to psychological detachment from work. And do I do it? And the answer was at the time, not very well. So this is something I'm really leaning into more, is this idea of psychological detachment from work. So let me just share with you some of the benefits that are documented in research when we actually take time away from whatever it is we do to earn a living. They include less work-related fatigue and procrastination, increased physical health, and our engagement is better. So in other words, when we are working, we are more engaged in that work, which gives us a better chance to enjoy flow. If you're married, chances are your marriage is going to be better. We have generally an increased quality of life. We feel a better quality of life. And finally, it impacts our mental health in a positive way. So if the research applies to me, number one, why would I not want all of those benefits? I really do want all of those benefits. I'm embarking on a journey of psychological detachment from work on a weekly basis. I will admit this has been harder for me than I want to admit, because I have stood long and hard on my I love my work. I don't need that much time off. It turns out that yes, I do love my work. I still love my work. And if I want my life and my work to be even better, I need to take more breaks from work. I don't know about you. I'm not the only person I've talked to that says, oh, but I love my work. There is research that would point out that we may love our work. That indeed is a beautiful thing and something that we should appreciate and be grateful for. And at the same time, if we're really serious about being our best self, being fully engaged and enjoying a state of flow in our work as well as our personal life, we need to check out of work. So my conclusion is the research does indeed apply to me, even when it takes me several years to really accept that. What can you do to fully detach from work on a regular basis for all of the many benefits in our life?